Hello, everyone. We'll get started here in just a moment. Happy Friday, everybody. Hello there. Woohoo. Hope everyone has had an awesome week. And I'm so happy that the weather is starting to warm up a little bit. So spring is just around the corner. Yay. It's officially spring, though, isn't it? So spring is here, but it's starting to warm up. Okay. So yes, we'll get started here in just a moment, everybody. We have a lot of stuff to talk about tonight. And as you know, this is our first episode for our sew along, Just Flowers. An embroidered block. We're going to make an embroidered quilt top in the hoop, a different block each week, and there's actually going to be like 16 weeks of this, everybody, because there are 16 different blocks. Boy howdy. There's actually 14 different blocks, but we'll get into that in just a moment. Not going to jump ahead. Woohoo. Okay. Let's see here. My goodness. Hi, Tracy. Hi, Mia. Hi, Carol. Hi, Barbara. Oh, Barbara, 60 degrees in Santa Barbara? That is nippy, isn't it? Oh, my goodness. I'm happy to be home, too, everybody. I missed y'all. I've spent the last couple of days recovering from my long journey back from Florida. I drove down to Naples to do a 3-day surgery workshop, and we all had a wonderful time down there. Oh my goodness. Saw a lot of people that had been to my classes before. It was kind of like a family reunion. Love going down there. Hi, Carol. Carol was down there at Flash Sewing Quilt in Naples, Florida. Hi, Donna. Hi, Karen. Hi, Jacqueline. Woohoo. Sun Valley, Arizona. Ooh, what's the temperature there in Sun Valley, Arizona? Inquiring minds want to know. And if you're wondering why I'm looking off this way, over here is where my monitor is located. So for me to read the chat windows, that's the direction I have to look. Oh, thank you, Carol. Thank you. It was so awesome to be able to sew and surge with all of you down there in lovely 86-degree weather in Naples, Florida. It was awesome. Woo. All righty, we're going to get started here in just a moment, everybody. Let me get my paperwork together here. I'm going to move my keyboard out of my way. So, like I was saying, welcome to Feature Friday, everyone, and we're going to get started. So, tonight is the first episode of our sew along, and for about the next 14, 15 weeks, something like that. It's at least 14 weeks. So, what we are going to be doing, and this is all in the hoop stuff. Hi, Jody. Hi, Christina. Hi, Patricia. So what we're going to be doing is this right here, okay? This is a design by Lunch Box Quilts. Angie Stevenson is the owner of this company, and she is awesome. But yes, this is called Just Flowers by Lunch Box Quilts. And we're going to make this each week a different block to make this 60 by 60 inch beautiful quilt. You can make it larger if you wanted to. You just have to make extra blocks, but I'm doing it on camera, step by step, the directions for this. So if you are following along, you have time to purchase this design, and I'll give you some places where you can get it, some addresses and all. But we're going to go through everything we need to get started. We will be doing block 1 next Friday night. at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. It will be the same time every week, and we'll be doing this every week until we get this one done. So, all of that being said, let's see here. Oh, Jacqueline, 49 going down to 26 tonight. Ooh, that's nippy for, oh my goodness. You must be up, Sun Valley up closer to Flagstaff. 65 in Mesa. Okay. Awesome. Wow, Becky, 83 in North Carolina. Wow. Hi, Ernestine. Good evening. Wonderful. So, what we're going to do, I'm going to swap to my other camera so you can see what I'm reading here. We're going to open this up and have a close look at it. And we're going to swap over to my other camera right here. Okay. So here it is. Now, I'm going to open it up, okay, and take all the stuff out. And I will give you fabric suggestions and all that fun stuff. When you take this out, this is what you get. The beautiful full color. This is what it's supposed to look like when it's finished. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Now, I saw the actual sample of this when I was at the Rusty Barn Quilt Show. Angie Stevens, the owner of Lunch Box Quilts, was there, and I talked to her and told her what I wanted to do some of her stuff live on camera. So she actually sent this home with me so I could share the techniques with everybody. But it looks like the fabric is a gray Moda grunge. By looking at the picture, it looks like a gray Moda grunge. So as bright and colorful as all the threads and the flowers and the fabrics are in this, I would recommend some type of a gray neutral fabric for the background. Okay? It doesn't have to be the grunge. It could be any color of gray. I'm personally using something a little bit lighter than what this is. Check it out. I have a whole bolt of it. And this is a silvery gray. It's a light gray. This is what I'm using for my background fabric that I'm going to embroidery on. Okay? I'm going to be using that. And let's just get right into the one question I know everybody wants to know. How much fabric does it take for this quilt top? Now, it's hard to see in the picture, but there are actually 3 borders. So the first number I'm going to give you is just the amount of fabric needed to do the applique embroidery with. Okay? So it came out of the package like this. If you flip it over to the back, it'll say embroidery block information. And, oops. Nope, I had it flipped right first time. Hold on. I got ahead of myself. There we go. This is the one we want right here. It says, just flowers, a large quilt, 60 by 60 wide. There's also instructions for a 32 by 32 wall hanging, which would be much smaller. And it gives embroidery supplies needed. It recommends 80-12 sharp embroidery needles, assortment of 40 weight embroidery thread to contrast or match fabric. We'll talk about that each week as I go along. Bobbin thread. Okay, everybody, here's where you want those pre-wound embroidery bobbins. Tear away stabilizer. Glue stick, a can of spray adhesive. Okay, I do not use that. I don't recommend. I'm not going to spray adhesive on my hoops or any of that stuff. What I'm going to do, I'm going to float everything. For each block I make, I'm going to float it on top of stabilizer in the hoop. I'll show you how to do that next week. Okay? So the largest design is a 10 by 10 inch stitching field. So if you have like the Solaris or the Luminaire or one of those other large embroidery machines with large hoops, and that's flower number 1. This is what we'll be doing next week. If you have a smaller machine, there's an alternate number 1 block, and it stitches out 8.3 by 8.3. So if you have Altair, Meridian, Destiny, those type of machines, that is the block you would have to use instead of that big block. And then it has a smaller version of it as well, 5.5 by 5.5 stitch out. So what I have over here in my hoops, I actually have a 6 by 6 inch embroidery hoop, baby lock embroidery hoop for my embroidery machine. And the ones that would, and a lot of them would fit in that hoop. The 10 by 10 and the 8.3 by 8.3, those are number 1. So design 2 and 3, let's see here, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Designs 2 through 9 are less than 6 by 6 inches. So a 6 by 6 or even an 8 by 8 hoop would be perfect for those. And then we get into these rectangular designs, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. Excuse me. As long as you've got something that will do like a 12 by 8 or a 12 by 6. This one's 11.4 by 5.4 inches, so forth and so on. So here's the thing with embroidery, everybody. You want to use the smaller the hoop you can use to stitch out a design, the less puckering and stuff like that you will get. One of the benefits of floating fabric in the hoop, that helps eliminate any puckering as well, and that's why I like to float. And I'll go into great detail about that next week. You'll see it live, how to do all that fun stuff. But let's go back up into here under fabric requirements, because I'm just going to refer to the 60 by 60. If you purchase this and you want to make the small wall hanging, on this side are the fabric requirements for the small wall hanging. I'm going to do the large quilt, and large it's 60 by 60. So it says an assortment of 30 or more different colored fat eighths and fat quarters for appliques. So here's what I'm going to try to do. I have in my stash one layer cake of 10 by 10 inch squares. There's 42 squares here. These are all Tula Pink True Colors. This is what I'm going to attempt to use for all of my blocks. I have a little bit of yardage of some of this and some scraps if I run short, but I think this might possibly do it. So this was my idea, to get a really good assortment of different colors and stuff, because this has a bunch of different colors in it. Check it out. Let me open this up. But check out all these different colors for my applique. Lots of beautiful colors. Tons of colors. Blah, blah, blah. That's what I'm using for my applique fabric. I've got one layer cake. You could use a cake. You could use any layer cake you want. But just remember, you want bright jewel tone colors if you're going to stay true to what the finished picture, if you want it to look like, be as close to this as you can get it. I think some of this fabric used in the actual quilt is Kaif, because the inner border on this picture is Kaif Milleflore fabric. I can tell by looking at it that that's what it is. So for the applique backgrounds, this is what we'll be stitching on in the hoop. You need 3.5 yards of fabric. Okay, 3.5 yards of fabric for the applique backgrounds. You'll need 1/2 yard of fabric for the inner border. So I'm personally going to use the same fabric for my applique backgrounds as for my inner border and my outer border. So it was at 3.5, that just put it up to 4 yards. 1/3 yard of fabric for a middle border. It's just a narrow strip. I'm actually going to use some Tula. They'll coordinate with this for that. And then 3/4 yard of fabric for the outer border. Once again, you can see that it has a wider border right there. And that's what that is yard. So that would be 4 3/4 yards of fabric for the quilt top itself. And then you need 4 yards of fabric for the backing and 3/4 yard of fabric for the binding to hem the quilt with once it's complete. That's your fabric requirement. So easy to remember. You're going to need, if you're going to put the borders on it according to the instructions, to follow these exactly, you're going to need 4 3/4 yards of the gray fabric, like in the picture, to make it look like this. Okay. Definitely have to have 3.5 yards of fabric to make all the blocks. 3.5 yards of fabric for the blocks. Okay. That being said, let's look at some other things. Here on this page, embroidered block information. So for the large one, it's going to tell you right here how much fabric to cut for that particular block you're going to stitch out. This column here, the block size plus 2 inches for embroidery applique, height times width. So for that biggest block, I'm going to cut 14.5 by 14.5 inch squares. I will trim it down to 12.5 by 12.5. That first block, number 1, the large, will actually make a 12.5 by 12.5 inch block. Okay. If you're using the alternate one that doesn't do a 10 by 10, but it does 8.3 by 8.3 instead, let's say you only have your largest hoop for your machine is 9.5 by 14. You can still do this. You'll still end up with a 12.5 by 12.5 inch block. It's just the design will be just a little bit, about 1.5 inches smaller than the larger design. Okay. And so forth and so on. So yes, a homework for next Friday night would be to cut at least one 14.5 by 14.5 inch piece of fabric for our block. And we're going to look here on this column right here, required quantity for large quilt. You have to have 3 blocks of each one of those. This one, flower number 4, there's just 2. Flower number 8, there's just 2. Flower 11, there's 2. But all the others are 3 of each. So each week we're going to be making at least 3 blocks. That first week's going to be the roughest because we will probably be making 9 blocks. We're just going to focus on just this very first one, the large one to start with. Okay. That is page 3 of the instructions. There are your cutting instructions, so you know how much fabric to cut to embroidery each block. As we move through this information, these pages are double-sided. Stitch sequence charts. So flower 1, large, design size 10 by 9.97, number of stitches 30,939 stitches, and just step by step by step. I can tell you the embroidery on this is phenomenal. I've seen it. You are going to fall in love with this. I mean, it's just beautiful. Beautiful. And there's just a stitch sequence chart for each one of these. And it goes throughout the whole process, step by step by step by step, Check out some of those blocks. Isn't that pretty? You can see the outline of them. Then here are some finishes, how to set all the blocks together. I mean, step by step. It shows you every step of the way how to do this. But guess what? We're going to do it live on camera, everyone. So I will be here to guide you every step of the way on this. Get some of these back down. And here's some other things that are inside of this envelope. Here is your embroidery CD. Okay. Does not come with the USB, but guess what? It does come with the embroidery CD and this card right here. Once you purchase this, if you purchase this physical copy, on the back of it, hold on. Let's cover that up. There is a redemption code right here that I just covered up. And you go to the website, and then you can download them right onto a USB stick or right into your computer. A lot of computers nowadays do not have CD drives. Isn't that wild? But there's two ways you can get your files. You have a physical copy, and then you can download the digital copy as well. Okay? Both of these things are inside of that. Underneath where I have it covered up, there is a long code number to type in, and that gives you access to download your actual stitch out files if you want to do it that way. Excuse me. So, this is something I highly recommend also. So, and this one is for just flowers, but what this is, once you stitch something out, this will help you square out, mark the block, and square it up to cut out the blocks so that they come out exactly to size. Let's open this up. This is called Mark a Block. Right there. It's made by Lunch Box Quilts. Let's open this up and have a look. And as you can see, right there is the large and medium template. So once it's stitched out, you'll put this down on top of the stitch out and check it out. Then you can mark the corners with this. That line is right in the center, and this one is for the large and medium. Block size, including 1/4 inch seam allowance, 12.5 by 12.5. This makes it easy peasy to mark your blocks for accurate square cutting after you have done the embroidery. And they're here for every single one. Check it out. There's the two halves, and when you layer them over each other, and I will show you how to use these. Next week, actually, we'll use those. But there is the size of your first block, 12 by 12, 12.5 by 12.5, which would finish, of course, at 12 by 12, because that does include the seam allowances. The smaller blocks, check it out, same way, same thing. So what you would do, you would actually cut these off of these sheets, right on that cutting line, that outside cutting line, then lay it over there, and you can just use chalk or whatever you need to mark the corners or whatever with. Makes it super easy to do, and it doesn't get any more accurate than this, everybody. When I saw that she had made these for her embroidery designs, boy howdy, I was so impressed. So impressed. Let's stick these back down in here for right now. We'll be using the first one of these next Friday night. Alrighty. And that's what we need to get started. So when we start next Friday night, I will have everything ready to go. I'll have my machine setting right here, and we will start stitching out. Now, what I am going to try to do, I'm going to try to follow some of the embroidery colors she did her outlines, because you don't want your actual embroidery, once the appliques are down, you don't want it to totally blend into the fabric. You want a little bit of contrast, but it needs to color coordinate as well. And I will show you how I'm going to do that. I personally have Superior Magnifico embroidery thread cones that I'm using right now, and that's what I'll be using on mine. But I will tell you, Exquisite looks beautiful on it. I've seen them done in Exquisite, Isocord. So whatever embroidery thread you have, there is not a thread buying chart for this. However, once you get it into your machine, and on this CD there is more information for thread color numbers and all that kind of fun stuff. Okay. Woohoo. Any questions about that before we move on? Yes, Carol, I will cover what size hoops to use for each block. So next week, we are going to be using the 10.5 by 10.5 inch hoop. If you have the Solaris type of machine, if you have the Altair, Meridian, Destiny machines, you'll be using the 9.5 by 9.5 inch hoop next week. No, there will not be a coupon code, Carol, that I'm aware of. No. Oh, well, hi, Kathy. Welcome. I'm glad you're here. Oh, Tracy, I saw the actual visual of this, and the pictures do not do it justice. Let me move my camera here. Hello there. Okay, there we are. No, the photo, just the photo does not do that one justice. It is breathtaking. Breathtaking. So, I just also, another thing I want to talk about is my upcoming travel schedule. I will not be traveling. My next actual travel date is the second weekend in May. I will be going to Boise, Idaho for Idaho Sew and Vac. I will be there at the Rusty Barn Quilt Show. It's the weekend of May the 11th, and I'll be there for them and in the Baby Lock booth there. So if you're in Boise or in the area, please stop by and say hello. Also, I will be going back to Flash Sew and Quilt in Naples about the third week in July. I will update that date once everything is finalized. And if any of you are going to be at the AQS Quilt Show in Paducah next month, I will be there as well. But I'm not working it. I'm just going to enjoy. So would love for some of us to get together at the quilt show and have a good time. I'm going to be filming. I can't go live in there, I don't think, but I am going to be filming to bring all of you that can't attend some beautiful footage of what the AQS week in Paducah, Kentucky is like. Let's see here. Next Friday, I am also going to take time after our Just Flowers demo to talk about a new product that Baby Lock has come out with. And it's the new little design, the design thumb drives that has 10 new 20, each one has 20 new decorative fills and 20 motif stitches. So if you have the Solaris, you can just stick it right into that thumb drive, right into the Solaris, and import it into IQ. These are not embroidery designs, folks. These are actual designs you can use in IQ. You can also take them into palette and use them for the machines like the Altair, Meridian, Destiny machines. But for those, you would have to take it into pallet, do the design work in pallet, and then stitch them out on Meridian, Altair, or Destiny. Okay. I had someone ask me that question, so I just wanted to clarify that. Let's see here. You look over here at the comment section. Hi, Eugenia. Carol, we're still working out those details, but what we're talking about at Flash in Naples in July, since it will be off season, everybody, let me tell you, this last trip to Naples was my 4th trip in 12 months down there. Love going down there, and I will tell you this. It's always been during heavy tourist season. I've yet to make it to the beach because you just can't get to it. So July, I think I'll be able to have a beach day. Among doing maybe some sightseeing as well. But what we're talking about doing in Naples in July is actually doing maybe a 4 or 5 day sewing retreat type of event there at the store. And there's a hotel down the street that you can book a room through Flash and get it at a great price, and we'll just have a lot of fun. All the details are still being worked out on that. I will inform everybody once the details are worked out. Okay. Let's see here. I'm reading comments, everybody. So here are some places. If you don't have this and you want it, you can go to your local quilt shop and they can order it for you. Or if they can't get it, here is another place you can get it. You can go to, I'm going to have a link I'm going to put down in here. Copy. I know that Flash Sew and Quilt they carry all of the Lunch Box Quilts designs and stuff. So here is their website. They do ship. You paste that in there. Oops. Here we go. So Flash Sew and Quilt, check it out. You can actually contact them, tell them Richard sent you, you'd like to get that, can they get it ordered in for you, and then they can ship it to you. You can also buy it directly from Lunch Box Quilts website, and here it comes. And if you want to do this, here are some options for you. I'm just giving you options. Here is the link for Lunch Box Quilts. Here it comes. And there's the link for Lunch Box Quilts. Once we finish just flowers, we'll take a break, about a 1 month break, and then we're going to do another one after that because this is going to be so much fun, everyone. Now then, talked about the travel schedule and all that fun stuff. So another thing, I do have a private membership club. And there's several levels of that, so by all means, if you look underneath the video here, you'll see something that says join. If you click on that, it'll pull up a list. It'll tell you the 3 different membership levels. So what that is this. I do a lot more live videos. I'm doing one here for the public, for the free channel here, which is what this is, every Friday night when I'm at home, but I'll be doing multiple segments throughout each week when I'm at home on my private channel. And right now I'm doing one, let's see, Tomorrow is a Zoom class for the members of that level. And Sunday, I'm doing a featherweight 221 one club meeting. So I have different clubs, covering different machines and stuff. A lot of fun. And let's see here. And then I have one called Richard Sewing Circle. That's the one that'll have multiple episodes each week. And it's just, think of it as kind of like a UFO class. You can watch, sew along, just kick back, relax, a lot of chatting. And I'll be working on whatever I happen to be working on at the time on that one. So, Donna, fabric you have. I do have that fabric available. So this fabric right here, okay, this is the only bolt of this one that I have. And this is made by Choice Fabrics. It's called Grain of Color. And I do have this available if anybody would like some of it. It is $11.99 a yard, everybody. So there's that. High quality fabric. Love this fabric. I wouldn't use it if I didn't like it. It's really good fabric. For those of you that were just at my Serger event in Naples, this is the same fabric for the cathedral window tote bags that we made for the background fabric. Okay. Oh, the middle, Christina, the middle level is the chatty one. So the only difference between that and the high-end one is a Zoom class each month where you actually make a project. But but the other one, so what I'm going to be doing in April on the middle level class is making this right here. This is called Scrap Petal Garden. Check it out. This is Applique. Let me swap to a different camera because this is other thing I wanted to talk about right here is this. So this is what we'll be making. I will have these patterns and the cutting templates available for anybody who would like to purchase one. We will start this in our private membership area in April. So it's only a couple weeks away. I'll be getting these in, but this is called Scrap Petal Garden by Cabin in the Woods. So this is the pattern. If you want to make this and you don't want to invest in these templates, are not expensive. They're like $12. But we'll be using both of those sizes. Check it out. This is what we'll be made. This will be our sew along for April in our private membership club. Okay. This will be done in Richard's Sewing Circle. Okay. Lots of fun. And let's see, what else? Also in the Sewing Circle, also in the private membership club, we're also doing a series on fabric painting and dyeing as well. Okay. Let's see here. Yes, but next Friday I'm also going to demo some of those new designs, and you'll see what they actually look like on the Solaris. But the new IQ designer designs that are coming out, I'm going to give you a preview of that and what they actually look like, and we'll even stitch one out next week as well. Woohoo, right? Be a lot of fun. And I will do that after we get our first blocks done for our Lunch Box Quilts Just Flowers project. That is the plan. Alrighty. Now then, see this cool, but I picked this up at a quilt shop. Look at this little journal. Isn't it cute? Check it out. Hardcover. Lots of fun. And this is, I just use this, I put a date up here and just jot down notes and all kinds of stuff like that. Some of the pages I actually draw and graph out different things in it. And it's kind of like a working journal. Puffin, where are you? Puffy, come here, Bobo. Okay. I heard him clacking around in here and want to make sure he was behaving. Come here, buddy. Come here. Come here. Come here. Oh, there we go. Say hello to everybody. There we go. I know. Yes, this little guy sure did miss me. There we go. Yes, I know. There we go. Yes, he did, didn't you? Did you miss Daddy? Yeah, I was gone a whole week, everybody. Oh my gosh. And what did I bring back from Florida? Let me think here. Oh, check this out. So, a new big thing that a lot of people are making now, a lot of the designers, are project bags. So I saw this one down there at Flash, and I had to have one. Check it out. Isn't it darling? It's a zippered bag. Cafe. A Cafe zippered bag. Check it out. Isn't it cool? Even the little fob on it says Cafe. Let me get a close-up camera view here of this. Hold on. Hold on. Right there we go. Okay. Check it out, though. It's that beautiful Milleflori fabric of his. Just love this. Nice zipper. K Facet Designs is what the little tag on it says. Yummy. Had to have that. And also, I got one of these. A larger project bag. Check this one out. So this is a zippered bag also, a Cafe zippered bag. See the color difference? But look how much room you have in this one. Go into a class, quilt pieces. You can put a small cutting mat in here. Yes, tons of fun. And it's so pretty. It's kind of like a, it's not vinyl, it's more like a nylon coated. So if it was raining, it would not soak through this, I don't think. I think it would just roll right off of it. And keep your stuff nice and safe inside. Lots of fun. Lots of fun. Alrighty, let's check for some questions. Oh, I know, Mia. I saw that and I just had to have it. Hi, Karen. My website. So I am working on a new website, Karen. So I will give you the name of my old one. It's still up, but that will be changing here shortly. www.quiltsbydale.com. That's the name of my website. Oh, absolutely, Christina. You know, but if you're interested in any of the fabric I've shown, I have more fabric coming in next week, so I'll do a bolt show also. So I have some fabrics to show off that I have for sale here in the shop. But this one here, there's enough of this for 3. I have enough of this for 3. There's 15 yards in this bolt, so I could actually do, if you wanted 5 yards of this, it's $11.99 a yard. That would be enough to do your Lunch Box quilt, your Just Flowers quilt, except for the middle border, which would be a fabric that would coordinate with the fabric for the appliques itself. Hope that made sense. So if you want any of that fabric, email me, and I'm going to give you my email address. Hold on. email address is contact@quiltsbydale.com. You could also message me through the website right there. And if you would like to follow along for this right here, you can email me that you would like a set of these also, because I'm getting ready to order this, put into order for all of this to come in. Okay. And the way that works, once you decide you want to purchase, I just send you an invoice from our shop's point of sale system with a link to pay and so forth and so on. Super easy to do. Let's see. There's something else I wanted to chit chat about. Let me think here. Oh, show and tell still. So, you know, you always, I don't care who you are, whenever you're in a quilt shop, you always got to buy fabric, right? So I saw this and just had to have it. I like to buy jelly rolls when I'm at a shop. So this is a new Cafe jelly roll. It says 2023 collective for February. But look at all those colors. Isn't that pretty? Look here. Look at these yummy Cafe colors in this jelly roll. Aren't those beautiful? That's something else I had to bring back. Oh my goodness. But I am working on a new website, everybody. One that'll be easier to spell, because I have gotten a few. Let me get back here where you can see me. There we go. Okay. I am working on a new website because the quiltsbydale.com, I know the Dale is my middle name and it has a funky spelling to it. And I've had people write me and tell me that it was difficult to remember blah, blah, blah. That's fine. I totally understand that. So the new website is going to be richardtharpquilts.com. A little bit easier to remember. Which is also the name of my YouTube channel, Richard Tharp Quilts.com. Richard Tharp Quilts is now the name of my YouTube channel. So it just will tie everything together, make it easier, all that fun stuff. And yes, there will be an online store on that website. So it'll make it super easy for you to, if you see something I have on camera, it'll be easy for you just to go there and order it then. Okay. Whew, that was a mouthful. So, let's see here. Something I'm working on. So I bought some fabric. Yeah, I bought more. I was on this Cafe trip for whatever reason. It was what I was drawn to was a lot of Cafe fabric. Let me go grab something and I'll be right back. I'm going to take a brief intermission while I go grab something to show you. Here we go. Okay, see, that did not take long. Let's get back here to right here. There we go. Alrighty. So it has been a while since I've made a dress shirt. And so what I did, I bought some Cafe fabric in Florida over this last weekend, and I'm going to be making some shirts out of it. So here's one of them right here. It's some of this new fabric. Isn't that beautiful? That's going to make one shirt. This is going to make a second one. Check this out. Right here, this. So what I did, I've done a mock-up. I got my shirt pattern out that I haven't used in forever. And I've been slowly making a mock-up. And I've been using some Downtown Abbey fabric. And here it is. I still have to put the cuffs on the sleeves and hem the bottom of it and do the buttonholes and the buttons, but then this one will be done. I did this one mainly just to do a fitting before I cut into the cave. But I will put this on. Hold on here. But this was basically, this is my mock-up before I cut into my more expensive fabric. And there we go. So it has been a while since I have done this, but I'm very pleased with the fit of this, so it's going to be great. I'm probably going to eliminate the pointed collar and just have the neckband, so it doesn't have a collar to it, because I really don't care about the collar and all that stuff. But it actually fits. The fit is just spot on. I just have a couple of minor adjustments to make. But here it is. This is the Downtown Abbey shirt. There we go. So this is the pattern that I'm going to use for my Cafe shirts. And they are going to be long sleeve because I do like a long sleeve. I usually don't keep them buttoned, but I've even got, check out my little facing right here. This little detail goes around there for the cuff and pleats. Lots of fun. That's something else I am working on. Just to have to break it up. Excuse me. Oh, thank you, Tracy. Yes, I love the purple and black. They also have this pattern. It was a toss-up between the purple and black, and they also had it in black and red. The black and red was also stunning. But I just love the purple won it for me. I just really dig the purple. Right here. Yes, the purple won out over the black. The black and red is also equally as stunning, I will tell you. And this one, right now it's going to be a dress shirt. It would also make a wonderful kimono style robe, bathrobe. So I don't know. This may end up being a robe, or it might be a shirt. Not sure yet. Alrighty, let's see here. Oh, I will be, let's see. Oh, what is the date of that? It is in, I'm not going to say it until I have that calendar in front of me, but I'll be up near Chicagoland teaching at Creative Sewing in, I think it's September. Yes, October is fully booked. Yes, in September I'll be at Creative Sewing in Geneva, Illinois. But I will give you some dates on that if you're up in that area as well. But I'll make more announcement about the travel schedule next week. I have a lot of I have bookings coming in for the fall and all that fun stuff. So we'll see. And let me think here. Yes, that's what I have for that. Oh, absolutely, Karen. That's why I always make up a mock-up, even if I have to make it out of like flannel or whatever, just so I can adjust the pattern, and then once it's set, then I can make as many copies of it as I want to with my fabrics. Okay. Yes, and Tracy, let's see here. Tracy, if you're still there, our Zoom class starts at 6 p.m. tomorrow night. Just so you know, that'd be Central Standard Time, Tracy. So that would be, you're in the Denver area, so that would be 5 p.m. Mountain Time. Okay. So everybody, that's what I have for you for this evening. Oh, hi, Jan from Westminster. Awesome. Like seeing the Colorado people in here. It makes me homesick. I miss Colorado. So everybody, thank you so much for tuning in this evening. Next Friday night, we will be actually constructing block number 1 of our Lunchbox quilt. Just Flowers will be episode 2 next Friday night. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend. I will see some of you tomorrow and some more of you on Sunday. And we're going to have fun. Thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful evening. Bye now.